Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at quadratic roots in discriminant. This is very important as it comes out in pretty much every single exam. So let's get into it and let's see how to solve quadratic equations using the quadratic formula and how to use a discriminant. Okay, so it's pretty we all pretty much know that a quadratic equation is minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac and then all over 2a. That's our quadratic equation solver, if you may. And this solves pretty much every equation as long as it's real. I mean, it also solves the imaginary ones, but we're not going to go into that. So we can take one as an example and quickly move on because the main part of the video is discriminant. Okay, so this is 0. So like we said before, a squared ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, so a is equals to 1, b is equals to 2, and c is equals to minus 8. So let's put it in. Minus 2 plus minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times minus 8 square root 2 times a. Put this in your calculator and you get minus 2 plus minus square root 36 2. So this gives you 2 or x equals 2 minus 4. So this has two distinct roots. That's going to help us later. So two distinct roots. And that happened when this part, we call it a discriminant, but this part was greater than 0. So when b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, you get two, oh sorry, I meant 0, two distinct roots. Okay, so this thing over here is called the discriminant. Okay, it's very important. You're going to learn how to use this, and it's pretty simple. So here are a few facts. So for AC, when it's greater than 0, you have two roots. When b squared minus 4ac is equals to 0, you have only one root or repeated root. You have only a singular root, such as x equals to 3. Here you could have x equals to 2 or x equals to minus 4, like we just got. And then if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, it has no real root. So that means the roots are imaginary. Like this is what you're gonna get when you try to solve it. Okay? Okay, but why is this important? Well, it is important because sometimes we have to find out if a line intersects a curve, and if it has two distinct points, something like that, and we need the range of values, we're going to have to use this. If a line is tangent to the curve, like this, we're going to have to use this. And if the line does not intersect, or we need to find out if the line intersects or not, we have to use this. So you should try to remember these because this is very important. Okay, so let's take an example. What am I really saying? What I'm really saying is that you're going to see a question that's something like this. So we have a quadratic equation, minus 3x plus 6, which is equals to, let's say it's equal to y, okay? And then we have a line, y is equals to k, x minus 2. Okay, we haven't gotten to the line equation just yet, but I can tell you y equals to mx plus c is going to be important here. So if you don't know it, just stay along. It's fun. You're going to learn it anyway. Okay, so what we need is that the question says the line intersects. This is the line. It intersects this curve at two. Okay, it has two equal roots. Sorry, two equal roots. When something has two equal roots, that's basically saying the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, is equals to 0. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do in our steps is we're going to equate it. Okay, we're trying to find the value of k first. Then we can find the value of x. X squared minus 3x plus 6 equals to k, x minus 2. Remember, we're trying to find the value of k. Don't forget that. In a lot of these questions, you're going to be meeting k. They could use a different variable, but usually we're trying to find the value of k. And they could ask you to find the value of x later on using the value of k, but that's something else. We don't have to worry about it just yet. Okay, so let's try to simplify this. X squared minus 3x plus 6 equals to kx minus 2k. Okay, kx squared minus 3x minus kx plus 6 plus 2k. Okay, remember this sign. For now, it's equals, right? If it was, two roots or no roots, we would still put 0 here. You only put the 0 when we're dealing with this part. Okay, so next thing I like to do is say plus minus 3 minus k x plus 6 plus 2k. Now, what has this done? What this has done is given me this form. So all of this is this, and then this part is the b part, and then the x part, and then this is the c part. Okay, so make sure you do this so that you know exactly what you're doing. Next thing, we're going to use a discriminant now. So write out the discriminant, b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. By the way, this has a mark usually, so you should write this down, and your sign also matters very much because you could lose track if you don't. So minus 3 minus k squared minus 4. Oh, don't forget to, you don't need the x's, okay? So just use the values. B is equals to minus 3 minus k. 1 is a is equals to 1, c is equals to 6 plus 2k. Okay, so that's 1, and 6 plus 2k equals to 0. Make sure you get the sign right. So here we get 9 plus 3 times 2, that's 3 times 2 is 6k, then plus k squared. This is minus 24 minus 8k equals to 0. Now I'm going to tidy up. So that's k squared minus 2k minus 15. This is equals to 0. This gives me x is equals to 5 and x is equals to minus 3. But remember, before you do this, you have to show that you actually solved it. So you have to do, you have to show that you got it right. So 1 minute. So x minus 5 and x plus 3 equals to 0. Then you can write x equals to 5 and x equals to minus 3. Okay, so these are your values. Next thing you're going to do is, well, you don't really need to find the range anymore because, you're looking for what equals to what. Oh, by the way, this is meant to be k, not x. It's a mistake on my part. Y is equals to x squared minus 4x plus 4, and y is also equals to 2x plus k. By the way, they don't have to say if it has two distinct points. It can say it's a tangent. If it says that, this line is a tangent to the curve, you should know that there are equal roots, so that means b squared minus 4ac is going to equal 0. You should just know that. You should be able to infer that. Okay, so let's quickly try to solve it. Try to solve for k, obviously, because that's what they're asking for. 2x plus k. Okay, so x squared minus 4x minus 2x plus 4 minus k equals to 0. X squared should give us minus 6x plus 4 minus k equals to 0. Now, write the discriminant. 4ac equals to 0. b is minus 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 minus k equals to 0. So that is 36 minus 4 times 4 is minus 16, and then that is plus 4k. 36 minus 16, that is 20. So 20 plus 4k is equal to 0. So 4k is equals to minus 20, and k is equals to minus 5. Okay, so that is how you do it. Y is equals to kx squared minus 6, then y is equals to x minus 5. And this has two distinct points. So v squared minus 4ac, two distinct points, so that means it is greater than 0. Okay, so now let's quickly do this again. Kx squared minus 6 equals to x minus 5. Kx squared minus x minus 5, that should be minus 1 equals to 0. Write down your discriminant, minus 4ac greater than 0. So that will be minus 1 squared minus 4 times k times minus 1, which is greater than 0. That'll be 1 plus 4k. Okay, so and then k will equal to you can just write the value of k. Okay, so let's write this in y equals mx plus c form. So our m is 4, and so we should have something like this. So this should be minus 1 over 4. It should be about 1. Okay, it doesn't have to be accurate. So what are they asking us? They're asking us this line is greater than 0. So the line is greater than 0 all the way here. All these values are greater than 0. Okay, and when does that happen? When x is greater than minus 1 over 4. So when x is greater than minus 1 over 4, that's when we get our answers. Y is equals to kx minus 3, and y is equals to x squared minus 2x plus 1. Okay, so they said the line does not intersect. Okay, so what value does the line not intersect? So b squared minus 4ac is less than 0. Alright, so let's quickly do this as well. Okay, so I like to keep things positive on one side. So I wanna keep this one positive. So x squared minus 2x minus kx plus 1 plus 3, x squared plus minus 2 minus k, and x plus 4 equals to 0 still. Write your discriminant for AC, and then minus 2 minus k squared minus 4 times 1 times 4 less than 0. This will give us 4 plus 4k plus 4 squared, k squared. This should give us minus 16 less than 0. So k squared plus 4k minus 12 less than 0. Now we can sketch this, and here we get k plus 6, then k minus 2 less than 0. So so k is meant to equals to minus 6, and k is meant to equal to 2. So this is minus 6, this is 2. And they're asking us where this equation, this inequality, is less than 0, and it's all these values, all this. So that range, so let's write if x is greater than 6 and x is less than 2, we're going to find that our equation or our line does not intersect with the curve, and that's all there is to it. Okay, so that is the end of the chapter quadratics. Next, we're going to be starting indices and surds.